It is 3:14 a.m. You just woke up to get a glass of water. You look across your room, and sitting in your corner chair is a towering, shadowy figure of a Victorian ghost staring directly into your soul. You turn on the light. It's not a demon. It's your jacket thrown over a pile of unfolded laundry and a backpack. Your brain just lied to you on purpose. Welcome to the graveyard shift. That specific time of night when the world gets quiet, the lights go out, and our own minds decide to terrify us. Tonight, we're investigating the exact psychological architecture of why you cannot trust your own eyes in the dark. When you stare into a dark, featureless room, your brain experiences a form of sensory starvation. It's closely related to the Ganzfeld Effect, a psychological glitch where exposure to a completely uniform, unstructured field causes your mind to panic. Your visual cortex absolutely hates a vacuum. When your eyes can't find an edge or pattern to focus on, your brain cranks up its internal amplifier. It takes the natural fuzzy static of your own retinas, called eigengrau or brain gray, and forces it into shapes, generating its own hallucinations just to have something to process. There is actually a hunting term for this: prisoner's cinema. It was coined because people kept in pitch black solitary confinement would hallucinate elaborate light shows and shifting shapes just to give their starving eyes something to watch. The dark isn't empty. Your brain is filling it with static. Once the Ganzfeld effect creates that chaotic static, the second mechanism kicks in: Pareidolia. This is your brain's aggressive, hyperactive pattern recognition software. The astronomer Carl Sagan famously wrote that recognizing faces was a biological imperative for early humans. Thousands of years ago, if our ancestors saw a vague shadow in the bushes, they had a split second to make a choice. In evolutionary biology, they call it type 1 error, a false positive. It is statistically safer for your brain to hallucinate a predator that isn't there than to ignore a tiger that is. We are the descendants of the paranoid ones. Your brain takes the meaningless static of the Ganzfeld effect and pareidolia forcefully molds it into a face, a threat, or a monster just to keep you on high alert. But here's where the biology becomes art. The brain doesn't just invent random monsters. It uses your cultural database to fill in the blanks. If you grew up here, we don't just see large, scary shadow in a tree. We see a capre. We don't just see a white plastic bag caught in the wind. We see a white lady waiting for a ride on Baleta Drive. The fear is universal biology, but the monster is a local folklore. And then there are things we see that aren't shadows, the things that glow. Since the beginning of time, humans have used light to prove that the shadows are empty. But what happens when the light itself is the illusion? In the Philippines, we have the Santelmo. Some say it's a restless soul manifesting as a floating ball of flame. Science has a very clean explanation for this. They say it's just chemistry. Methane and swamp gas igniting in the night air, the ultimate optical illusion. But pareidolia doesn't just make us see faces, it makes us see intent. Our brains are so desperate for a story that when we see a random chemical fire in the dark, we give it a soul. We call it the Santelmo, or trickery. We say if you chase the dancing flame, it will purposefully lead you astray. And you have to wear your shirt inside out just to break the spell. We are so afraid of the dark that we turn the only light into a monster. But maybe the light isn't there to trick you. Maybe if you just stop running, you'll realize it's just trying to keep you company. So the next time you wake up at 3 a.m. and see a shadow person standing by your closet, take a breath. It's not a ghost. It's just your ancient biology doing a system check. Tell your laundry to go to sleep. I'll see you at the next shift.